Today I want to take a few moments and tell you about a wonderful life that's been lived before me, my family, and several churches, including this one. And you can sit down for a second. This starts way back in 1926 in Florida, in an old farmhouse that today's not in such good shape. But my mama, Lois Irene Joplin, will be 90 years old this coming Tuesday, and I'm privileged to have her in service with me here today. I want to tell you just a few minutes worth about my mama, and I can't do 90 years of justice. But I can tell you she liked school. She was good at school. She had good grades. She was one of those know-it-alls that nobody would like, I'm sure. She was just smart. One of the happiest days of my life as a child was when I stumped her and she didn't know the answer to a sports ball team question. She thought she did and she got it wrong. I'm not saying she had a show-it-all attitude. I'm just saying she was a sharp cookie. She was raised in a family of faith. And my mama, when she was a little girl, had an accident. She ran mistakenly through a bed of white coals that she thought was an old fire that was out, and it was still hot. And like this picture, her feet were burned severely. But she had a praying family. People gathered around her and prayed for her, and she went back to school. She just got up and went back to school because God was a healing God. She grew up in a church family that loved God. They went to church every time the doors are open. You load up the family, load up the friends, load up the kids, you pile in, you just go to church at church time. Her daddy was a preacher and a pastor, later on a state overseer. When my mama come to Illinois, it was because her dad, E.O. Karras, was the state overseer of the Churches of God in Illinois in the 40s. She went to Benton High School here. And again, she did well. You've heard Lois Jean Shepherd sharing testimony how Irene taught her as a child in Sunday school. As a matter of fact, Elma told me one time that they named their daughter Lois. When she was named Lois, it was partly because my mom was named Lois. They liked the name, I'll say that, and put it that way. She talked about that. And while they were here at Benton, she met a young man named Walter. And in time, they got married and went off to Arkansas, got married. They came back. And during talking about our 100 years of history, in 1957, give or take in through there, the pastor of the Benton Church of God, F.R. Harewood, he became sick, very ill. And for the better part of a year, my dad stepped in and helped minister and take care of the pastoral needs for the church while he worked a regular full-time job until Brother Harewood got better. They went over here on the corner of 5th and Ash Street and built them a little home. And that light of beam is still the glory light shining down on that home because they birthed 2 little cowboy boys while they were there named Tim and Rodney. And I'm here today to ask you to help me celebrate my mom for 90 years. And they've had quite a record. They went on to leave Benton and take their 2 boys to Heron to found a church, the Church of God in Heron. And this is a picture of them. They went to an old building, a 100-year-old building at that time, dug out a basement, added on additions one way and another way, put on stone on the outside of the building, dug out a congregation, and they were there for almost going on 29 years. That's a picture of my mom and dad. And then while they were still in their old building, here's an old attendance board on a Sunday when they had 222 in attendance in that little old church building. They got their kids raised and educated, and the 2 boys, myself and my brother Tim, we graduated from Heron High School and went on for advanced schooling. My brother went on to become a doctor, and I became a reverend. But in time, a vision struck their hearts, and they helped to build the new Church of God building in Heron on North Park Avenue. Started putting up the framework. They proved and showed to me what a labor of love can accomplish and what you can do with volunteer labor. You don't have to always get paid to do everything you do. Just do it for the Lord and the glory of God. And today that congregation is able to still enjoy a lovely facility on North Park Avenue. At my dad's passing, after almost 29 years of ministry, they had that building all paid down, all but the last $7,000 or $8,000, and they had more money than that in the bank when he passed away, enough to pay off the building. They also had a home already deeded in a will to the building, to the church. And I remember before they left pastoring there, I remember the prayer when they prayed for somebody in a very serious accident. And they had a big liability check coming due, and they prayed God just to bless in that. And what I'm saying is they left the church in good condition, because not only was the church basically paid for, not only did they have enough inheritance money to build a parsonage, they also received enough money after they left to brick the church, and all those things took place in the later years. It's in that building that first summer the church was open that Sister Pat and myself were married, and you'll see a picture of my mom and dad on your right, and then that's her mom and dad on the left, which is Dorothy Otterson, who's right here in the back today. Wave at us, Dorothy, if you would. And of course, if you get married, then comes the children. So this is little Jeremy pushing little Lindsay around. A little bit later, and I'm about through with this, and I appreciate you bearing with me here. And then after Dad had passed away, just wherever we went in ministry, Mom was sure to follow, and she was a blessing and encouragement in every way. She followed us to McLeansboro Church. She followed us back down to Benton and moved back to Benton to live, and this is when the kids were Lindsay in high school and Jeremy just getting out of high school. Then in time, love bug bites, and it starts all over again, and Lindsay falls in love with this character, Seth, that you all know back here, which we love and appreciate, and we're proud of him. Then one thing leads to another. It's just a vicious circle, isn't it? But it's a wonderful thing when you have little youngins coming along. Of course, little Landon is the apple of everyone's eye in my family. And there's grandmother and Apple there. And along the way, my brother had married a wonderful lady, a real estate appraiser, has her own business, Donna and Tim and Donna Joplin. I want to say a couple things, and we're going to ask if my mom could come forward for a special presentation for her 90th birthday. I stopped by the exercise place on the square, and I took a picture of Curves because she goes there and exercises, going on 90 years old. The owner stepped out and wanted to know what I was doing. She said, "Why are you taking a picture of my place?" I said, "My mom's having a birthday. We're going to recognize her." And some people might be surprised to find out at 90 years old, she still exercises. I told her who my mom was, and I couldn't get her to talk. She was camera shy. She said she is an amazing woman. I knew she went there a lot. She said when she comes many times through the week, she comes 3 times a day when she comes. In one day, she's my best customer. And she just goes at it, works at it. She said she is an amazing, amazing woman. She goes to 4 other nursing home services every Sunday, in addition to our 2 church services here, and helps play the piano and helps sing and lead in worship. That's 6 services every Sunday, and you can't get some people to drag out to one church service anywhere. She's a church lady. And I want to say today, along with this church and my family, a big happy 90th birthday to grandmother. Somebody will assist her up here. I appreciate it, Dale. Amen. All right. Singing as she comes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear grandmother. Happy birthday to you.
90 years old, and I'm proud of it. Proud of it. Proud of it. And I want to say, when you leave today, she'll be at the back door. You give her a God bless. If you want to stay and eat with us, we have gobs of food. Now, it's light stuff, pizza and salad, drink. In the fellowship hall, we'd love for every one of you to stop by and have some cake, birthday cake. Give her a God bless. But we appreciate you being here with us and indulging us. Amen. Jeremy, bring that stool with me for a moment. And we have a special presentation, surprise gift she doesn't know about. Donna and Tim, my brother from Missouri, have come over today to greet her.
It was a few years ago that my mom said if you ever told me I would have 2 sons that were 50 years old, I wouldn't believe it. Well, if you ever told me one day I'd have a mother that was 90 years old, I would not believe it, but we're happy that we all made it.
I don't know where we're going to have room for this, but I'd like to present this corsage to you, to the most special, she'll send us some pictures, to the most special grandmother that I've ever had. We're so appreciative of her, and she certainly taught me a thing or two about life and church and how to love the Lord, and I appreciate that very, very much. Love her.
Next, we have a plaque that sums up our love for her. Of course, you can't put it all on a plaque, but we try to narrow it down a little bit. It says, Irene Joplin, you are a woman of noble character. Your family loves you so. You are clothed with strength and dignity, and both just seem to grow. Mom, grandmother, and friend, these are what you are called. Your life is to be celebrated and forever be recalled. At the bottom it says Psalms 103:17. But from everlasting to everlasting, the Lord's love is with those who fear him, and his righteousness with their children's children. We love you, and happy birthday.
Amen. I'm going to have Tim and Donna escort my mom to the door as you leave today. You can shake her hand, bless her. Two things. There's plenty of food in the back if you want to come enjoy birthday cake. The auction room is open till 1 o'clock today. The silent auction for missions money. And tonight we'll be here at 6:30. When service is over, those that want to stay, we're going to have snacks and watch the end of the football game if that's your thing. But that's up to you. See you tonight at 6:30. God bless and a Merry Christmas. I just